Stories. Stories. We all tell ourselves lots of stories. And a lot of those stories are about ourselves. Stories which we have up here in our mind. And we hear those stories the whole day long about who I am and what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, and what I did in my life and what I didn't do. All kinds of stories. Hi, I'm Eddie from EddieForLife. And I wanted, in this short video, I want to talk a little bit about those stories. So, let's get into the storytelling business right now. What stories are you telling yourself about yourself? It's not easy to really understand sometimes, because a lot of those stories are stories which hold us back, which we think we're not capable of doing, and stories which we didn't succeed, and stories about when we failed, so we're not going to do this and we're not going to do that. All kinds of stories. Those are precisely the stories we have in our minds. Those are precisely the ones that are holding us back. I want to tell you a little story about today. A former combat vet in one of the top special units in Israel reached out to me. And we had a conversation on the phone, which lasted maybe 25 minutes. And he was telling me his story, which at the beginning I didn't understand, because we got cut off for a second. And only afterwards, after a few seconds, I understood he's a combat vet. And the thing is, he's suffering from post-trauma in a big way. The guy's almost 40. And he's telling me that he's not in a relationship and he wants to be in a relationship, and he's doing everything he can, and he's looking for the right woman, and he's not finding the right woman. And all these stories he's telling me about what he did in the armed forces and how his whole life is fucked up now and post-trauma. I said to him straight out, I said, shut up for a moment. Tell me, your two legs, they're amputated? He said, no. Well, what are you talking about? So you have two legs? Yeah, of course. Oh, okay. And what about your two arms? Are those amputated? He said, no. I said, good. And tell me something, and excuse my language, but this is exactly what I said to him. I said, when you pick up your dick in your hand, what do you feel underneath? Do you have balls underneath still? So he said, yeah. And I said, when was the last time you really had a hard-on? He said, a while ago, a long time ago, a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I said, okay, all's not lost. You still got your balls, you still got your dick, your two arms, and your two legs. And I said, what the fuck are you telling me now, all these sob stories about what a glorious combat vet you are? I said, first of all, I want to say something, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for your service, sir. I salute you. And I mean it, because I've been there. And at the same time, what the fuck are you telling me these stories about how you're not going to find a woman, you can't talk to women, you're afraid to talk to women, you're afraid to tell them about your post-trauma? And he was shocked for a moment. And he said, Eddie, nobody ever talked to me like this in my life. I said, yeah, I know, but it's not about me, it's about you. And he said to me, thank you for being so bold and being so fucking direct with me. I love the way you are, that directness. It's lacking in a lot of people. I said, okay, that's great. I said to him, look, first thing is, you got to stop wanting a relationship. You're looking and you're so much in a frenzy for finding a relationship, you're not going to find one. The more you look for it, the more it's going to run away. That's like money. The more you work in life and you're running only after the money, the more the money's going to run away. If if you do something in your ikigai, that means in your calling, in which you feel, in which you give all yourself and you do it to the best of your ability, the money will come. If you're good enough, of course. Same thing with relationships. You can't all the time run after relationships. They're going to run away. You won't find them. And you're going to come across as needy, as wanting. That's the worst place you can come across from. I said, first of all, stop wanting. I know it's not easy, but you got to hear this. And number two, I said, next time you see, I told him, you got to go out. You got to sit in a cafe, have a coffee in the morning, have a coffee in the afternoon, in the evening, have something to drink. You see a beautiful woman. You see a guy next to you, start talking to people. Hi, how are you? How's your day going? How's it been going? How are you feeling? You see a beautiful woman of your age, somebody you might be interested in. Say hello to her. Don't make a big deal out of it. Just say hello. Hi, how are you doing today? And if a conversation comes up, great. He said, Eddie, I'm afraid to do that. I said, okay, I understand. It's easier in your unit, the way you've been trained, with weapons and all that. That's easy for you. This is the hard stuff now. So I gave him one tip, which is a powerful tip. It's from the world of high-level negotiations. Chris Voss calls it, I think, auditing the negative or something like that. And I hold for the guy. He's amazing. But I've been doing this for many years until I, found out about Chris. The best thing to do, if you see, and I told him like this, if you see a woman sitting on the bar, sitting at a table, and, she's really attractive, and you want to go over and, say hello, but you're scared, I'm going to tell you how to do it. And I told him, you got to audit the negative. In other words, what's the worst thing that you don't want her to find out? You bring it, you put it on the table. So I said, you know what? You walk up to her and you tell her, look, I have been so frightened to make these few steps to walk up to you and say hello. I just want you to know that. And then shut up. Or say something like this, look, you look so attractive, and I have been so scared. I've never been so scared in my life to make these few steps and come up to you and say this to you. That's the hardest thing for me to do in my life. And then shut up and see what she says. Now, if she tells you, get the fuck out of here, so you say, I'm sorry, ma'am. You have my respect. Go back to your table, finish your coffee. And maybe she'll start a conversation. Why is that so difficult? For you to say. And then you can tell her, I'm a former combat vet from a special unit, and I suffer from shell shock and post-trauma now. And my life isn't so easy. And you tell her that in the first sentence. Because when you bring out the most negative things and you put them on the table, you're actually diffusing the power of those things, and people will not hold it over you. People cannot hurt you with that. Now, if a woman like that, if she continues the conversation, she might find out sides of you which are amazing. And if not, hey, if not, not. But that's up to her already. That was one of the tools that I gave him. So you see, actually afterwards I invited him over to meet my wife, because I think she should smack him across the face a couple of times and remind him who the fuck he is, because my wife is much more powerful than me in almost anything. She eats me for breakfast. But anyway, what I want to tell you is the stories we tell ourselves are the ones which are holding us back in life. So maybe we got to change the story. Or stop telling the story, or change it for the better. Maybe I should, if I'm in his position, I should be telling myself the things which I'm proud of, what I did do in life, and how strong and powerful I am, and what I can bring to a relationship or anything else. So think about it. Think, what stories are you telling yourself in your life? And maybe just change the story, change your life, and have much greater success. Thanks for watching until now. I hope to have brought you some sort of value in this, in this video. If you have any questions about empowerment or stories or anything, you can always leave them in the comments. And if you like the video, you can subscribe to the channel, or maybe hit the like button and then hit the bell and get notified for future videos. In any case, I'm Eddie from EddieForLife, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.